You're listening to Short History Shorts audio, where history speaks louder than images. In the shadow of mighty Athens and militaristic Sparta, there stood another city, less talked about, often underestimated, yet never irrelevant. Thebes, nestled in the region of Boeotia, was a city-state with a fierce local pride and a reputation for stubborn independence. Throughout classical Greek history, Thebes played a unique role, not as the shining beacon of democracy, nor the iron-fisted warrior society, but as a fierce regional power caught between the ambitions of its more famous neighbors. Its alliances, betrayals, triumphs, and downfalls form a dramatic arc that reveals much about the volatile balance of power in ancient Greece. From mythic origins to its short-lived hegemony, Thebes was never merely a pawn. It was often the swing vote in the great wars of the Greek world. Theban myth begins with grandeur and violence. It is the city of Cadmus, said to have founded Thebes after slaying a dragon and sowing its teeth into the earth, from which sprang armed warriors, the Spartoi. This myth of birth through blood set the tone for Theban legend. Oedipus, Jocasta, and the tragic royal line of Thebes formed the basis of some of the greatest Greek dramas, stories of fate, prophecy, and ruin. Yet beyond myth, historical Thebes emerged as a powerful Boeotian city, surrounded by satellite towns and allied polis through the Boeotian League, an early example of a federated state with Thebes at its head. Geographically positioned between central Greece and the routes to the Peloponnese, Thebes had strategic value, and it knew it. But that same geography also made it vulnerable, placing it in the crossfire of wars between Athens and Sparta. Thebes often pursued a policy of self-interest, choosing alliances based on its own survival or ambition rather than ideological loyalty. This pragmatism earned Thebes a reputation for betrayal in the Athenian imagination, but it was also a reflection of Theban resilience in a world where neutrality meant weakness and loyalty could be fatal. During the Persian Wars, Thebes backed the losing side, aligning with Xerxes and the invading Persian forces. While Athens and Sparta resisted, Thebes opened its gates. This decision, condemned by later Greeks, had its reasons. Thebes feared Athenian expansion and hoped a Persian victory would restore Boeotian autonomy, but the gamble failed. After the Persian defeat, Thebes was disgraced and politically sidelined. Yet Thebes would rise again. In the Peloponnesian War, it aligned with Sparta against Athens, seizing the chance to punish its old rival and assert control over central Greece. The war's early days saw Theban aggression, including a failed surprise attack on Plataea, an Athenian ally. The conflict escalated from there, and Thebes remained one of Sparta's most important allies throughout the long struggle. But alliance with Sparta was always uneasy. Thebes desired Boeotian dominance, while Sparta wanted loyal subordinates. After Athens' defeat, Sparta refused to destroy the city entirely, an act that enraged Thebes, which had hoped for total victory. Then came a dramatic turning point. In the 370 SBC, Thebes broke with Sparta. This shift led to one of the most shocking military upsets in Greek history. At the Battle of Leuctra in 371 BC, the Theban general Epaminondas used innovative tactics to crush the Spartan army and kill its king, Cleombrotus. This moment ended centuries of Spartan invincibility. Thebes, for the first and only time in its history, became the leading power in Greece. Epaminondas didn't stop there. He invaded the Peloponnese, helped found the city of Messene to permanently weaken Sparta, and established Theban hegemony. His tactics, such as the deep phalanx and the elite sacred band, a unit of 150 pairs of male lovers bound by loyalty and valor, transformed Greek warfare. Under Epaminondas, Thebes became the protector of the weak and the rival of tyrants, but it was a short-lived glory. After Epaminondas fell in battle at Mantinea in 362 BC, Theban power rapidly declined. Without its brilliant leader, Thebes struggled to maintain influence. Then came the rise of Macedon. At first, Thebes joined Athens to oppose Philip II, but at the Battle of Chaeronea in 338 BC, Theban and Athenian forces were utterly defeated by the young Alexander the Great and his father's army. In the aftermath, Thebes faced Philip's wrath. Though briefly spared, Thebes would rise again in rebellion after Alexander's accession. It was a fatal mistake. In 335 BC, Alexander stormed Thebes, destroyed the city, and sold its people into slavery. Only temples and the house of the poet Pindar were spared. Thebes had been erased, suddenly and brutally, from the political map of Greece. Yet even in destruction, Thebes' legacy lingered. Its myths endured in the works of Aeschylus and Sophocles. Its battlefield innovations influenced military theory for generations, and its story stood as a cautionary tale. A city that played the great game between giants and was, in the end, crushed by it. But to view Thebes merely as a victim is to miss its true significance. For nearly 2 centuries, Thebes was the pivot point of Greek power, choosing sides, winning battles, reshaping alliances. It was the third pole in the Greek triangle of power, and at times the strongest. In modern memory, Thebes may be overshadowed by the glamour of Athens and the grit of Sparta, but in its time, Thebes was bold, dynamic, and unpredictable. Its rise and fall mirror the instability of the Greek world itself, fiercely competitive, endlessly shifting, and ultimately conquered by forces even the greatest city-states could not resist. In the dance of titans that defined the classical era, Thebes stood proudly, fought fiercely, and left behind echoes of what might have been. This has been Short History Shorts Audio. For more stories from the ancient world, subscribe and join us as we uncover the forgotten players and defining cities